on. Keep fresh before me. Keep fresh before me. Uh-oh. Yes, yes, you got to remember who you are. Yes, you got to remember who you are. Thank you. And you got to remember the moment of my heart is gone. All right, I think I'm live, y'all. And if I'm not, okay, that's cool too. I'ma sit here and talk to myself. If I'm not, who knows? We'll make it do what it do. Good morning. I'm gonna tell you, this is this whole thing I think is throwing me for a loop, right? And it's all good. Let me pull my I had my shirt all stuck in my leggings, and I'm still getting ready. I don't know about y'all, but I'm still getting ready. Um, I came in here and I know that I have to switch this onto my laptop. So that's why I'm looking down because it's in a different space. All of my stuff is in a different space. My screens are up and on my desktop, and the laptop is sitting down here. So maybe at some point I'll figure out a way to elevate that. But for right now, it is what it is. So, hey, hey, hey. And I'm good. I'm good. It's Thursday. It is Thursday. And for many of you, if you've been watching me, you know that Thursday is the day I see. I have my talk with Dr. Brown. It's so good, so good, so good. And also, my radio show airs. So what'll air over 95.9 FM is the show that we did last week, the talk that we had last week. And then this week will go for next week. So it's always like 1 week behind, but it's still so good. So good. So I hope all is well with you. And as I sit here and continue to work on my space, hopefully I will not have an avalanche because I was actually working at my desk last night and I piled some files over here on the side. And so if you hear me scream or jump, you'll know it's because I'm having an avalanche up over here. And it's all good. It's all good. I don't come on here with this idea. I never want to have the idea that I'm perfect and got it all together, right? And even if I did, why would you believe that? I think that there is so many people who always are trying to put up a face of, of perfection or excellency and all of that stuff. And I'm just being me, right? I'm just whatever that may look like. There must be a tag in here that is just vexing me. This is like scratchy. And I'm like trying to figure out why it is that it's scratchy. As much as I wear this shirt, but I usually wear this shirt with a turtleneck or a higher shirt up under it. So you've got to excuse me while I try to figure out why this doggone thing is so scratchy today. Oh, it feels like there's something still um in here. Like, can I just cut this out while I'm here? Y'all, it's just okay. Maybe if I pull it up like that, it'll stop scratching me. So, so today is one of those days where I have this okay, so I've got the anticipation of a conversation that I have not yet had yet. And so that is good. But on the other flip side of that, I had an opportunity to work on, which is not always the case. One of the things I'm always talking about my morning routine, and one of the things that I try to do in the morning is to read something that not just the daily guides, but to read something that I learn from, that introduces me to new thoughts or new ideas. Let me tell you, I just finished up a book. I just finished up one book on attachment styles. I was reading that because it was something that I had reserved a while back ago. And a lot of times I get these books and I don't exactly know what prompted me to reserve the book. But then when they pop up in my thing saying, "Hey, this book is ready," then I embark on a journey to read the book. Good morning there. How are you? Viking. I don't know. I don't know what other name to call you by, but yes, good morning to you. Hey, Ephraim, how are you? I look live to you. Yes, make it do what it do. Yes, thank you for both Facebook check-in and the YouTube check-in this morning. I feel like I got a, like I want to give a thumbs up. Um, so I just finished reading one book and I'm reading another book. But in the morning time, I sometimes will read something that I think gives me a shift. Bio is always good to read. And there's so many other people that are is amazing to pick up their books. But this morning I worked on my own book, and it's so funny because I opened it up and I'm in a section that I'm editing. I wrote the book already. I'm stuck in editing, edit. So and then what happens is usually when I start editing, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but when I start editing, I start like rewriting for clarity and I'm adding stuff, and so the book seems like it grows, and I need to cut it back because Lord knows I don't want a book that takes somebody. The book I'm reading now is a 21-hour book. I'm like, who wants? Okay, don't get me wrong. When I didn't have anything better to do, or like when I travel, I don't mind reading a book that takes you 21 hours to read. But when it's like, what? What? Break it up in pieces. And if I want to go to the next book, let me spend some more money or something, or commit to another, 4 hours. But don't make a 21-hour book. I got a no. Don't get me wrong. So I actually purchased a book that is 70 hours long, but it's the Bible, right? It's the Bible, and it's done by all these different actors and actresses and all of that stuff. So it's the Bible. So 70 hours on that is I get it. What's getting me is I really would like it to be like I can choose Exodus chapter 3 if I want to, instead of it just having these chapters without having a reference to where it is. That part they messed up on in my book. But just spending that kind of time on something. So anyway, this morning as I'm reading my book, I was like, asking people to do things that it's like, girl, have you done this? I do it and then I walk away. So if I'm saying commit to, what am I committing to? I'm committed to this. There's a lot of things that I am committed to. But it's just, I get it when people don't hold their stuff as if, I got to get this done. But here's the other thing. I will tell y'all that there is a part of me that knows that, like, if I were to say, "Ooh, I got all these blessings in vitro. What am I in utero? I don't know. All of these blessings waiting for me. I know this, but I can't access them until I complete certain things. And so the thing is get it done, get it done, get it done. Complete this, so so that I can move on to the next level. And this book is one of those things. And so I need to like wrap that up and move on. So that was what I was so pumped though when I read it because I was like, oh, this is good. This is That's what I was like. This is good. But I get the stuff that we go through, that people go through in trying to bring something into fruition. We're birthing something, and so when you think about what does it take in order to birth something new, it does take time. It does take commitment. It does take this circling back all the time on what it was that you were doing. So that was in part my morning, and what took me a minute to get my gears in order so that I could get on here, because I couldn't let it go this morning. And that's what I really do desire, those moments where you can't let something go. Back in the day when I was, I would say, younger and more driven, I would be sitting up and all of a sudden look up and it's like it's 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I got to get up in the morning so I can get back to it. And I go to sleep just long enough to, get rejuvenated. And then here I am on the grind again. And, you know, mm, mm. So yes, yes, yes. So, I got things going, and I hope that you do too. Whatever it is that is floating your boat, making you happy, speaking to your highest and best, all of that. I hope that you are on it, right? Here we go. So let me just I'm busy trying to get myself all together. You would think I had 2 cups of coffee this morning, and I did not. I did not. I had my normal 1 cup of coffee, and yeah, I had my normal 1 cup, and that was it. Yesterday was so funny. Okay, so how do okay, so that was it yesterday. I mean, I had my 1 cup of coffee today, and then worked on my book, and then all of that good stuff. And it's Thursday, and there's so much going on. The sun is out, and I am waiting for it to get to warm up. You guys, I will say this too, just for those of you who don't know. I always tell people, my birthday, I usher in spring. So my birthday is the 19th. It's 10 days away. Not that that's a big deal, right? But it's a big deal to me. It's like 10 days from now. I said to somebody yesterday, which I often think about, is that at this point in my life, I do believe I have outlived what my mother did. And so when people say something about how I show up, right? How I show up into a space, or how I show up at the dinner table, what I eat, those things. Are they? Yes, they're insignificant and important to me. Yes, how I'm processing my thoughts and emotions are, important to me. All of this stuff is important to me because, say, for instance, I want my mother. If we talk about the legacy that somebody left behind, I am part of her legacy. I am part of that. And so I want to show up. Now, do I have children that? No, I do not. So when I talk about what my legacy will be, it'll be what I am able to pull together and leave behind. So if it's my niece or great niece or nephew or something like that, talking about, oh, this is, my auntie. Yeah, when part of my like remembrance will be the things that I have managed to leave behind. And so I want to, there's a part of me that needs to pull all of this together so that I have got something of not just, because I'm going to tell y'all, I have people who will laugh and roll their eyes and be like, oh, yeah. Uh, can you imagine? Wait, can you imagine um, that one day somebody 20, 50 years from now might be referencing something that maybe I have put down in a book or something like that? I mean, when you think about your life, what's the mark? I mean, sometimes a whole generation doesn't make a mark. And so this idea of what our generation is doing, how we're contributing. Somebody might say years from now, oh yeah, I was part of the Black Lives Matter movement, or I was part of the Me Too movement, or this came to fruition. You can say, hey, I was this age when hip hop came onto the scene, or I was in this area when such and such happened, right? Those are the things that our generation, and somebody 100 years from now might call this the Renaissance, or the what happened at the you know this place. What So this is significant. All of it is significant if we're at the tail end of that. I'm at the tail end of the baby boomer generation. And so when you think about what does that mean too? What is the what it what's the impact of the baby boomers? I forgot my water again. What's the impact of the baby boomers movement? And so if it's got to be more than thank you. Thank you. It's got to be more than just that we built more nursing homes, right? It's got to be more than we consumed more items. It's got to be something more than that. What is it? And so as we pull up behind that generation, and as we look towards other generations, now we've got things where they talk about parenting and different parenting styles and how those things have changed. Um, all of that stuff. When you think about it, what's the legacy? What's the legacy? So I just think that yeah, we've got to be about the business of making our mark. It's no longer carving on a tree to say that I was here. It's like what is it that I'm doing? What is it that I'm creating with my life? What's the legacy that is happening with me? And so that's kind of what is pushing, it's pushing. Oh, it's the foot in my back that's pushing me into something. And don't get me wrong, I am not in resistance. I am in appreciation for that push, that nudge that I'm feeling. And I hope that none of you ever are in resistance to life, but really feel that yes, that what you are doing matters and it makes a difference. And so I'm all for that. Hey Walker, how are you? How are you, dear? Good morning to you. I've been sitting here talking about this. Well, I've been talking about a whole lot, but I didn't have extra coffee this morning, but I am feeling like bing, bing, bing. just, I just like I'm bouncing off the walls, and I just can't even put my finger on it other than, this is the season, tis the season. If you could think about, so um, I was just saying that my birthday is coming up, right? And so if you can imagine that, 50 some odd years ago, right? That there was this, people were probably looking at my mother saying, "Oh, your stomach is dropping." Like, pregnant with something that's about to come into fruition, about to give birth to something. And so the question becomes all the time for us, what are we pregnant with? What are we giving birth to? What are we, and this is not just a female thing. This is all of us. All of us are, you know, we're birthing something. There is, and the season is right for it. Spring is on the way. It is this new bursting forth that is about to happen through each and every one of us. And so if you look, this is not for just for you. Good morning, Michael. This is not just about anybody in particular, but sometimes when you feel as though there is something is stuck, that there's some stagnation, sometimes we need to backtrack a little bit and figure out. Here's the song. Here's the song from Hamilton. What did I miss? Right? What did I miss? So what did you miss? So sometimes the reason why we can't go forward is because there's still stuff that we've left undone that we need to bring closure to. We need to complete, whether it is forgiveness, whether it's a project, whether it's a directive that we've been given. Now, um, going back and bringing completion to it will allow you to move forward untethered by something that you've left undone in the past. And so it is looking back and saying, "Oh, what did I miss?" Right? And I love the energy of what did I miss, because I know when there are things that I haven't done. I don't need somebody to come and tell me what I've done, not done. But I know when there are things that are left undone. Now the hardest thing is sometimes we stand in resistance to it. So I can tell you about relationships that I had been in that I knew I needed to end. I knew it in that moment or long before that, but you just like, let me just whatever. You kind of put it off to the side, or a project like the book that I'm working on, or or something else. Sometimes it's a phone call that you needed to make, or an apology that you needed to give, or any number of things. Something that you needed to apply for. It could be when you had a real direct hit and you were supposed to bring something to into fruition and you didn't. So that would be the thing that you missed. Now let me tell y'all, I had used to get ideas of amazing, what I would call amazing because I thought of it, right? I would have amazing inventions that would come into my mind, and I would work them through, right? I don't know if you've ever done this, but I would work them through thinking about all the ways in which this could work. I had this one friend who used to invent things, and he would actually spend money to get a prototype made, like make contact with an engineer or somebody and get a prototype made so that he could then bring it to market. And it was amazing. As a matter of fact, there's a friend of mine's on here who did the same thing to make these, whatever it is they come up with. They actually put their money where their mouth was, made the prototype for the thing, and tried to push it through to market. Now, I have had things that have come up and I thought, ooh, this would be a great invention. I could, da 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 da. But because I didn't know how to get to you know, to the sketching it out and, putting it on paper and then maybe how to create a prototype so then I could figure out how to get the manufacturing and the cost. There's a lot to creating something, there's a lot to an invention. And here's the thing. So I used to get these ideas about the invention, but I wasn't the one to bring it to fruition. It just, and so, one of the things that I say about spirit is that spirit won't be denied, right? If you come up with a great idea and you don't then bring that idea to fruition, next thing you know, you're going to be turning around saying, I thought about that before so and so did. Or, oh, that was my invention. That was my idea. Because what happens is the spirit will not be denied. If you don't do it, it's going to bloop, bloop, bloop over to somebody else that will do it. Right? They will do it. So the thing is to get your ball in motion and do that thing. So sometimes it might be like, okay, I'll get back to you next time around, maybe next time around, right? Come back, we'll circle back on you and try it again. But there are so many people who, whatever it is, you come up with some great idea for something, and there are so many people who just like let it drop, like I did, right? I don't know. Maybe I could have had a whole different experience or a whole different existence if I had all these patents behind my name. Who knows? But that wasn't to be. Not yet, anyway. Not yet. There's still time, right? There's still time. This time is still right for whatever it is you desire. So don't count yourself out. What did they say? That Colonel Sanders didn't even create KFC until he was in his 60s? Is that right? I mean, can you think about that's why he's pictured as an old man on the side of the chicken box thing, right? He was an old man when he got that. So it's not too late for any of you. There is no such thing as too old for anything. It's when you get to it. So be about it. Be about it. This is the springtime of your life. Time for you to birth something amazing and something new. So get to it. Why not do it, right? I love it. I love it. So I don't know what it is that you are, what's on your mind. I don't know who that is for, but for whoever it's for, don't just think that it's impossible or that it's not for you. Don't, pick up the remote and flip another channel. Don't sit there and zone out because that's what we have a tendency to do. Do what it is that you feel inspired to do because the world is waiting on you. It is. It's just waiting on you to make it happen. So, all right. So I get to read to you for a minute. I get to read the daily guides for you because y'all know this is what I do every day. I explain it. I explain it that I wish I was reading to you out of my book because that's what, that's what I was doing for myself this morning. I wish I was reading to you out of my book, but I am reading to you out of the Daily Guides, which is part of the Science of Mind magazine. And the Science of Mind magazine, this month, their daily guide contributor is none other than Michael Gott. And so Michael Gott has got some stuff for you today. And today his title is called The Intuitive Thought. The Intuitive Thought. And I love how these things go together. Even before I open this thing up and look and see what it is, it's like it's already coincides with what it is I'm talking about. So the intuitive thought. And the first quote that he takes is from Mary Morrissey, and it says the Holy Spirit speaks in tongues, meaning that the universe speaks to each individual in the language of their own soul. All right, so yes, yes, yes. And then the quote that he uses from Ernest Holmes, this thing called you, he says, there is an intuition within you which already knows that you are one with good, that your destiny is certain, and that you must listen to this intuition, for it is the voice of God in you. Yes, so true, so true, so true. So here is what Reverend Michael Gott wrote. He says, in an interview prior to releasing her book, Big Magic, Elizabeth Gilbert shared her new definition of magic. Listen, what wants to happen next? Her new definition of magic. What wants to happen next? She describes people who have the ability to listen deeply for this sense of what is seeking to occur. They make incredible creative decisions. They take wise and unexpected actions. Their lives can seem to be, well, magic. As I listened to this interview, I found myself moved by this idea. A few weeks later, I began to ask a simple question at the conclusion of my morning practice. What wants to happen today? And then I just be still and open my intuition to see what thoughts occurred. I can share that often, but not always, the message I get are not what I expect. On a really busy day filled with meetings, I might get the message, be quiet, move slowly, listen. On a day when I'm wanting to knock things off of my to-do list, I might hear, walk in the trees, listen to the music. I began to put these daily intuitions in my calendar on my phone so that throughout the day I can remind myself of this intuitive leading. Nearly always it gave me exactly what I needed. When we seek to cultivate authenticity, our intuition is one of the greatest guides and helpers. You have a unique and direct channel to divine intelligence and loving wisdom. All you need to do is ask, what wants to happen? That's juicy. That's good. That's good. And some of y'all might be saying, I ain't got time for that. But wonder if you don't have time not to. You know, one of the things that I've learned about spiritual practice is that it is like a express pass. It's like it saves you time instead of taking time. It saves you time. So the affirmation that he put with this is I open my mind to receive the intuitive knowledge I need today. I listen deeply, and the guidance and wisdom arise naturally and easily within me. I move with grace and ease in every moment. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. So just asking the question, what wants to happen next, is a very good thing to just kind of crack open. And then here's the other thing, pay attention to your resistance. Oh my gosh. Sometimes we have resistance that comes up just for no reason. I mean, just because. What are you resisting? Sometimes we are so in our resistant stage that we don't even know why we're resisting anymore. It's just resist to resist. oh my goodness, and how it's like you got your foot on the gas and at the brake at the same time, and you trying to, you got this stop and go thing because you can't make up your mind what it is that you're resisting. Why am I not just full speed ahead? So I would say that, just be mindful, be conscious about what it is that you are blocking and why. I know for me, I sit here on the cusp of some very exciting changes going on in my life, and I do not know what they will look like on the other side. I got a call last night, not an ordinary call, not somebody that I ordinarily talk to, but I got a call nonetheless. I got two calls yesterday that out of from people that I don't ordinarily talk to, and both of them had some amazing little nuggets for me. And I was just, sometimes I sit in awe of here is what it is. It's the setup. Here's the thing. I pray for stuff. And we don't know how it's going to come into fruition. All that we know is we've thrown our desire out there to the universe, like whatever that may be, right? If your desire is to live on an island, or if your desire is to get married one day, or if your desire is to get divorced one day, or if your desire is to lose some weight. Sometimes we don't know what it is that, whatever it is that you put out there, we don't know how that's going to come into fruition. But sometimes when something steps onto the scene of your consciousness, you say, oh, this is the beginning of the prayer that I've made. Hopefully what happens is and the universe is wonderful about making things happen, but hopefully what it is that it happens in a way with grace and ease, that is not going to be something that pulls you down. Somebody say, oh, I want to lose weight, and instead of them losing weight in a wonderful positive way, something negative happens, and then that becomes how they lose weight. We don't want, right? That's not the desire to have anything. Let's do it with grace and ease. Let this happen and come into fruition with grace and ease. So all of a sudden it seems like these stepping stones, these things that start to come into play, that is going to take us closer or get us near around what it is that we've asked for in the first place. So when it comes in, it's like opening the door or looking up the street. Here's mine. I'm looking up the street and I'm saying, I see you. I see you. So bad I want to have these, I want to talk about these doggone scriptures sometimes, right? So remember the story of the prodigal son, right? And prodigal son had gone off to a far country. Everybody got in their judgments about, give me my inheritance, let me go. And he goes off into, another place, wherever it was. Who knows where it was? It could have been, just a 2 days walk for all we know. It could have been a 1 day's walk. It could have been I don't know, for me, I don't know, but it could have just not been that far, right? And so he's off and he's done lost all his money and all of that stuff. And, as he turns, he heads back home, right? Because then he makes up in his mind, you know what? Everybody at my father's house eats better than what I'm eating now. So he turns to go home. And the way that the story goes off, it says that his father sees him from afar, right? Sees him coming from afar. Now, who knows how far this is, right? But it wasn't such, because he sent somebody else to get him a coat, get him some sandals, and, go out there and meet him on the road. And so, like, when my prayers are coming, it's like I'm looking up there and I'm seeing them coming my way. I see it coming. And I hope that what you see as well is yours is coming. And it may be a ways off. It's getting you prepared. It's kind of like that gestation period, right? That a baby is in, and but you know it's on the way. It ain't here yet, but you can feel it at work. You are about to give birth to something wonderful. And so I know it's wonderful because what you're doing is when we set wonderful stuff in motion, we birth something wonderful. Now, if you are in this thing where you're expecting something bad to happen, the other shoe to drop, it's because you've already set something bad in motion. And it's time to get to work doing that surgery in vitro so that you can then have the experience that you desire. So start working now to get your thoughts in order, get yourself in order, get your house in order so that you can have the blessings, the grace and ease that you so desire in your life. It's not hard. It's not hard, but it does take a conscious, persistent action. You know that thing of putting one foot in front of the other. There is a consistent action to walking. You've actually got to take the steps. You actually got to do it. You can't just take one step and think that it's going, that you're going to be there. It's the building. It's the consecutive one after the other that takes you in the direction that you want to go. So get busy, right? Get busy. Get busy. I'm saying this for me too, right? It's not just for you. It's me too that I needed to say this, to hear it, and to as I'm staking my claim in it. Yes, I want to say yes, right? I want you to say yes too. So if you have had thoughts to the contrary about what is possible for you, think again. Think again. I I want to say it that way. If you've had thoughts about what you cannot do because of your education level, because of your, you know, sexuality, because of, I don't know, just anything, personality, because it hasn't happened yet. We got a whole bunch of things that we put up as, evidence of why something can't happen. Let's put all that, yeah, just because it hasn't doesn't mean that it won't. And what we got to do is start putting the steps one in front of the other, one in front of the other. Get out of your judgment about it, right? Get out of your head about it and just be like, yes, yes, Lord, yes, 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 right? Oh my goodness, it's so good when we're able to just stand in that yes. Oh my gosh, I love it, love it, love it. So I think that that's what I got for you today. I think it's enough. I think I am complete, and so I don't have I don't need to stay on here all day and just kind of, cause I got work to do. I got work, baby. I'm so honored to be able to do the things that enlighten my life and give me joy. And so I hope this for you and I hope this for everybody to do what it is that you love to do and get paid for it, right? Or get acknowledged for it or whatever that may be. Whatever it is that you contribute and that you love doing, I hope that it just loves you back just like you're loving it. All right, so with that, I think I am just going to bounce off of here. Thank you for being here. I love and adore you. And yep, and so I'm going to, with that, go. All right, so blessings to you. Let me figure out how to get off of here. Blessings to you. Hey, I just want to mention, I will not be here on Saturday. Not on Saturday unless I do something live from my car. But I will not be on Saturday. And on Sunday, I will be here at 1 o'clock. probably dressed in, my yoga gear, but I'll be here at 1 o'clock on Sunday. But Saturday I will not be. I will be here tomorrow, just not Saturday. And then I'll see you on Sunday at 1. So, blessings to you. I hope you have an amazing day. That yes, that you rise like the day. That all of your life is going well. That's my prayer for you, and I know that it is true. All right. Am I calling off on Saturday? Yes, Ephraim. Good morning, Sandra. I'm just leaving, huh? Yes, I am not going to be here on Saturday. Ephraim, I have started yoga teacher training, and we have these intensives on the weekend, and so I will not be here on Saturday. I am so excited about this this new chapter. I'll say it's a new chapter. I go to a yoga class all the time, but to be training to be out in front of the class is good. It's good. It's good. So when I say I see my blessings coming up the road, I see them coming up the road. So I'm grateful for this opportunity. So no, I will not be here on Saturday. I'm not. I'm. Am I calling off? That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Yoga is awesome, and so I look and now that you've said that, I'll make sure that when I'm starting to go through my, because we've actually got to do practicums where we teach the class, so I'll make sure I pull you in when that happens. All right, take care, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Oh no, I'll be back here at 10:45. 10:45 today with Dr. Brown to